Yeah, you do.
What would you expect from a publication of this genre?
Things like events, music, gigs, maybe fashion, just a wide range of things.
What would attract you to the product?
Maybe gig tickets, like free things.
How much would you pay?
Anything up to like £3.
How do you prefer the format of the main article? So like Q&A or a big text?
Or prefer to know about like a certain thing. So if it was like a music artist, like what they're up to and what inspired them.
Do you prefer lots of images of you?
In the middle, like I don't want it to be like, I don't like it when it's too overcrowded, but if it's just like one, it's kind of boring.
What do you want to see on the cover? So like male, female, lots of text.
You know, something different. I like it when it's just a random photo that kind of contrasts the magazine itself.
What sort of events would you expect to see?
Obviously local ones, so like local gig artists coming to the northeast and stuff.
What would you expect from the genre of the magazine?
A lot of events, interviews with local celebrities, a lot of local features about places and things.
What would attract you to the product?
Good title, like masthead, and an interesting cover image.
How much would you pay?
I would pay anything up to about £3.
How do you prefer the format of the main article?
I would prefer the format of the main article to have some text and some images, very balanced.
How do you prefer, do you prefer lots of images of you?
It depends on the sort of article. I think some articles can be overpowered with images, but if it's like required, then as many images as necessary.
How long would you want the article to be?
A page or two. I wouldn't want it to be too long because I get a bit bored.
What do you want to see on the cover?
An interesting image and subheadings, but not a lot of cell lines that it's too overpowering.
For the article, would you prefer like, if it was a question, like a Q&A sort of thing, would you prefer like the questions in bold, or like a full article written out?
The questions in bold, so
So
it's
like,
easy to read.
yeah, so you know what you find. Wait, sorry, can you answer that again? Because I just interrupted you and I got that on.
I prefer the questions in bold, so it's easier to read.
With my main focus being on fashion, like how would you want the article to be set out and how would you want the fashion to be advertised on the cover?
The fashion could be advertised on the cover in like loads of ways, like through like a cell line and stuff, and then like the actual article, like with images and like saying where you got the clothing from and things like that.
Are you particularly bothered by what gender is on the cover? So like male or female?
No, I don't think it would put us off whether it was male or female, just as long as it was an interest and all.
Would it influence you picking up the magazine if there was a photograph on the front, or if there was like a illustration or something?
If it was an illustration or photograph, it might tempt us to buy it more because I'd be more interested. What would you expect from a publication of the culture genre?
Like things that are happening in the area, upcoming events and music and fashion and stuff.
What would attract you to buy the magazine?
Mainly just to pick it up, like a good image on the front or bright thing, but I'd prefer like promotions and stuff and like what's happening and that kind of information.
How much would you be willing to pay?
Probably anything up to about £2.50.
What type of format do you prefer for the main article?
I prefer a sort of Q&A with like the questions outlined beforehand so that I would know where I was looking and what I wouldn't be interested in instead of reading a full block of text.
Do you prefer a lot of images throughout a magazine?
Yeah, but not like too overcrowded so that we're good layout.
How long do you expect the main article to be?
A couple of pages, not too long. otherwise I'd get bored.
What do you expect to see on the cover?
Images that are like relevant to the content, or like fashion styles or music events, like music artists and stuff.
What sort of events would you expect to read about?
The ones that are like, well, obviously local, upcoming ones that I could go to, and like for certain budgets and stuff.
Are you concerned about there being like an editor's letter on the contents page or not? Or do you not mind?
I wouldn't mind. I'd probably read it, just out of interest of what it would contain.
How do you want the fashion to be like displayed within the magazine? Like obviously it's culture, but would it focus on fashion?
For a fashion section, I'd want that to be like a full-length model, and then